There's an argument to be made that they're just trying to disrupt OpenAI so that they don't control the the mind share around this, especially with developers, which obviously, as companies like Apple know, having mind share of developers is critically important if you want your platform to succeed. So potentially, if their plans long term are building out agents and AI applications, on their own platforms, maybe this is just simply a case of trying to win the hearts and minds instead of letting another company take ownership of the future, which it seems like OpenAI currently owns the future, I would say
And
right
I
now.
guess as well, it's staying in the minds of investors and the minds of people saying, well, Meta, like it's not like Facebook is some dying thing for plus 40s like I am. It's actually something that's still relevant, will still be part of everybody's lives going forward, and it's just that mindshare thing. I think you're right. It must be along those lines, as well as actually employing the technology internally as well.
I know it's unrelated, but it is true. Facebook now in my head I see as like a really advanced like classified ad. Like how you used to get the papers and you'd
Yeah,
read the
and it's just
classified ads.
for me, it's like people in the neighborhood saying someone left a wallet and keys on the pool fence or something like that. It's sort
Yeah,
of
or
it's
everyone has a ranting auntie who's like
why is there a helicopter flying overhead? I need to know immediately. That's Facebook.
some of the other interesting takeaways, and there's one big takeaway which I'll get to in a minute, but one of the big takeaways I thought was just this idea that, as we've been saying for some time, the fine-tuned smaller model. So they made a dedicated model on a programming language called Python, which is very popular in the AI community. And the 7 billion parameter performs, according to their paper, just as well as the more generalized model
And
at
to give
the
everyone an idea, 7 billion parameters is small enough you could theoretically run it on a phone. Like it's they're the really really small ones. Anyone can run it on their own machine. And so it's actually very very accessible. I mean, you could bundle it as part of a downloadable piece of software, for example, and run it on commodity hardware. So I mean high end commodity hardware, but still. So it's actually pretty significant to see those smaller models. Like you say, something that we've theorized is actually probably the future of a lot of applications for AI.
just getting back to the point around you said earlier around this idea of like what's Meta's play. There was an article in the information which specifically said Meta's next AI attack on OpenAI free code generating software. So they're framing it as a direct attack on OpenAI um, as well. But yeah, it's unclear. It does seem like it's just also trying to attract the best talent for what is the next internet.
Yeah, and I'm not complaining. Let them keep releasing stuff. It's great. I actually applied for access this morning for the weights because you've got to agree to terms and conditions. I guess this is a bit where it's not truly open source. They do have some conditions, but I agree to whatever. I don't care. I just clicked OK. And I already got access immediately. So there's no real delay in getting the weights. You can do it immediately.
I thought we'd be on a blacklist after last week talking about how censored their model was, but anyway, here we are.
Yeah. Clearly, we're not relevant at all.
Yeah.